hot sauce tuna sandwich, aka Vic Futrell. We have
HBK.
She didn't sound too enthused.
HBK sound like HB dead.
HBK, the hot box kid. Happy nappy fro, yo. It's sugar on you.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that open?
Oh, you waiting on me? This is a professional. Strong back Zaddy is what they call me now in the
Strongest
streets.
of backs.
The strongest of backs.
Strongest of backs, first of his name.
Somebody close that damn fridge, please. This is a big pet peeve.
It's bothering me too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I got it.
Appreciate it. All the Diet
I
Cokes
guess
are
we
getting
should
cold.
just start that one all over.
No, we could. We gonna keep going. Who we have in the building today, Vic?
This is a very special guest. This is my homie, Chuck Anderson.
What's up? I'm also known as Chucky Two-Time Charles Parmesan, aka Chucky Parm.
Yeah.
AKA Chuck E. Cheese, AKA
I like it.
Everybody else has a nickname. I should have one too.
Chucky Parm.
Chucky Parm Parm.
Parm.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool. I like that. I like that.
All right, man, let's get right into it, man. Shit, Chuck. Tell the city of Nashville, the ones who don't know you. I mean, you know fucking everybody. But
I know a few people.
Yeah, man.
I
Tell
think
them
I
about-
know you, Clay. I think my homeboy Brandon
Jazz? Yeah.
he lives with
Yep.
your girl or your, I don't know.
Us. It's all three of us.
All three y'all live there
Yeah.
together. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I was like, man, you look familiar.
It's
So
me.
I do know everyone.
Bro, I don't know anybody that you don't know.
Right. Nashville's like a very, very big high school, especially like the service industry. There's like, you're 3 people removed from somebody you have slept with in whatever room you walk into, you know? Like, it's one like slow rolling orgy. Everybody's fucking everybody. It's beautiful and I love it.
There it is.
I'm not even going to say that that's not true.
I bet you if we played a game, we walked into a room, the 4 of us, at any bar in East Nashville, we
I'd
will
say
find
50% of us, it'd be like,
Right.
yeah.
no. It's
I
like,
plead the fifth.
I played the fifth. Yeah, I was about to. I played the fifth.
I'm proud of this.
2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it's not. Okay, so my shit is I don't really fuck anybody in the industry. I always fuck outside.
Uh-huh.
I have a problem fucking my patrons.
Anything you say to me, Phil?
And then they turn into fucking stage 5s and drive from counties to come and sit at the bar.
Ooh,
Terrible.
Niggas just
HBK,
trying to
baby.
get a shot of tequila and some pussy, man. That's
Yeah.
all.
I was always a big like against fraternization. Like I don't want to fuck anybody I work with, even though the temptation's real,
Oh yeah.
because it just makes everything messy. It's not that I haven't done it. It's because I have done it.
Yeah, you
and,
learned.
and seen how many times I've gotten burned. That not
So,
well burnt.
yeah.
Yeah, but burned. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But yeah, if you keep it clean in house, you can fuck a patron. You can fuck somebody.
See, I've never been one to like fuck people that come into the bar. I'm just not, it's not my thing.
But there is like, because I've never been a bartender. Y'all are bartenders. I was like back at the house, cook, shit like that.
So
like,
you can fucking the host.
oh, all day. A lot of servers. But like, I've always felt like bartenders held a specific amount of power, especially in a bar. Like restaurants different. I think like back at the house kind of just like run shit. But like a bartender in like a bar, like legit bar, they're magicians. People stare at you while you work. And
That's
you're making
weird.
it. Isn't it weird?
That's
does.
weird.
Because I
You
couldn't
can
do
feel
that
it, too.
You can like it happened with Vic the other night. I forget what night it was. It was like a whiskey disco maybe, but I was there and I'm watching Vic make drinks for like the better part of 20 minutes, and he can't look up because he's serving the people that had as well. Also, the servers outside are sending him tickets. He's got 8 tickets and 3 people he's making drinks for, and he's a homie, and he can't look at me. You know,
And once you look at somebody, they feel like you got to talk to them.
Right.
You're like, I see you. Like, oh, yeah, man, I see
No.
you too.
No, don't,
like,
don't
I'm just-
but please don't say a word to me right now.
I'm just picking my head up for a sip of water. Don't bother me.
I'm just here working.
Just here.
But shit, man, how'd it start off for you here in Nashville, Chuck?
Me?
Yeah.
A woman.
Ah,
Like it does. Yeah, no, my son's mom is from here.
Oh, word.
So I've been coming here for like 15 years. We were married for a while.
Mm.
And yeah, watched Nashville grow. Then moved here from New York City after my son was born. So we had like
Nice.
You from New York or you from Florida?
I'm from Miami,
Oh,
just north of Miami. Went to school in Hollywood, Florida, but I tell people Miami because they don't know what the fuck Hollywood is.
Mm.
And then you say Hollywood, they're like, "Oh, California."
oh
And
you're
like,
from Cali too? You're
all
one of
right,
us?
whatever.
No.
Yeah, so it's like people from here. They say they're from Nashville, but they're really from Columbia. And they were like, you don't want to confuse them,
Dude.
You have to explain.
We are
there's
not
a-
the same.
Right. So that's what I do. But yeah, I bounced around. I was in the military. I told you before the show I had every job. Like,
Yeah, I didn't even know you're an onion, dude. Like,
You said the military?
yeah, I was in the Air Force
Huh.
for 4 years.
Fun facts.
Yeah, silly time. But yeah, worked on nuclear cruise missiles.
that's sick.
All right.
At 18, they should have let me do that shit.
Fucking Tony Stark in the building.
Nah.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was so good at that, I started a food truck, right?
So good at making missiles.
I needed a challenge, so I wanted to. All right, I see y'all out here.
Cheers.
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 Y'all enjoy.
Oh no, no.
Nah, your boys. So we'll break the wall here. I've been sober for 2 years,
Word.
so I ended up opening a bar with the homies. Rosemary, I'm one of the investors. Let me take this sip. It's rude. And me and the homies opened the bar, and then I put my food truck in the back of Rosemary.
That was you in the very beginning.
Yeah, and then shit got real.
Shit
Shit got real. Your boy started doing way too much Adderall, way too much blow, way too many whiskey shots, and then ended up in rehab because I don't party like most people.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Hey man, don't blame
Hey,
that shit.
nah.
Rosemary is a drug-free establishment.
That's it. They never do drugs there ever.
I've
It's
never
ne-
done drugs there.
It's never been called or
I've never heard those
I've
names.
never
before.
heard those
I've
names.
Never heard those names.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'll just go there to get my tequila and kombucha.
That's. But yeah, I'm grateful for it because I'm fucking happy now.
That's
That's
real.
what's up.
You got to get to the bottom sometimes to figure out what's good and what you don't need.
It was crazy, man. Like I mean, because I had just started. Like you were still not sober when I
No.
first started.
That was me at my worst when you started. That was me circling the drain.
I mean, but you always kept together from what I seen from you, man.
Yeah.
Like the Halsey night. That
Oh,
one,
man.
dude. Like
So I'll tell the story. So it was a slow ass Wednesday. Halsey was playing this
a
artist.
Sunday.
It was a Sunday?
It was a Sunday.
Oh yeah, because you and Anders work Sundays. And then Halsey had this show at the amphitheater Sin, and it was dead. There was like 100 people in there, like from open to like 11 o'clock. And we were like, man, we might close shop early.
We started drinking so early.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
and- me and Anders was
Yeah, bad. They was twisted because it was free game. Like everybody could get down. It wasn't like it was part of the culture. I don't know if it still is, but that's the way it was.
yeah back then.
Mhm.
And then like Halsey decides to show up to the bar. Like she leaves us in and comes to Rosemary, and we're getting calls. I'm about to shut down the food truck, and I'm like the phone rings, and it's like 18-year-old girl. Y'all let underage kids in your establishment? Like, nah. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
What kind of question is that?
What kind of weird ass question is that? And the next thing you know, just swarms of folks are just coming in. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I hear whispers that she's in the bar. And I'm like, oh, okay. So next thing you know, there like 100 people are on the patio front, like right behind the back door. And she's standing there in the corner. And there's 2 people in the bar and everybody on the patio. And I had to like tell people, this thing is going to collapse if y'all don't all move.
Because that was before they had even had the new steps. And
Right.
shit. It was still they were like metal steps back then.
What
They
the
were-
fuck?
Yeah, no, they were wood, and they were,
What?
but they,
when like when you came out, you went to the left because that's the only way you could get.
yeah,
down.
yeah. So
Was it
they had
wood?
that.
That was wood. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wood, but there was way too many people. I had to like go out and make a call, and then they were slinging drinks left and right, and like on one. So I was like, I had to, because we didn't have a bar back those nights. So I'm like, close the truck, start bar bagging, getting all the glasses, and we put. I don't know what y'all ended up doing. Probably like 2,000 or something in an hour or
And
something
yeah,
like that.
something stupid. It was something stupid like that because me and Anders were ready to close up. Like we sitting there, like, all right, guess this is gonna be an early one. Like, you might as well drink. And it was like,
Y'all got the after party.
Right.
Bro, and got smacked.
Yeah.
I mean, we was handling.
So
it.
what does the underage person come into play?
She wanted to know if she can get in the bar to chill with Halsey because people were talking on Twitter that she was at Rosemary. That's why everybody pulled up. Like I saw, cause I went outside out front to smoke a
Fuck.
cigarette, and I saw a tour van, like one of those Sprinter vans, and I was like, well, I wonder who that is. And then I put it all together when I remember there was a show and somebody I knew was at the show, and then they were trying to come out. And
She just wanted to go to Rose, man.
she just wanted to chill.
Just wanted to hang out. It was
Nope.
totally different back
Bruh,
then. Though.
it was-
It was. I mean, not totally different, but just not many. I mean, the people that knew about us, but like not everybody.
But so I love Jim and Drew, right? They do a great job of running the bar, but the initial marketing plan was to not let anybody know we existed.
Mm.
Like no signage, nothing out front. You had to know somebody pretty
Right.
much who's been there to get in there. So it was like a chill ass location, and there, people like Casey Musgrave's been in there. Like
she comes in a lot.
yeah,
She's
like
cool.
people go there and they like disappear, and it used to be that way. I don't know, it's probably still that way.
It depends on which night, man.
Yeah.
because like
Saturday was unreal.
Oh my god, I
that
was
shit was
there.
unreal.
It was a
It-
movie.
I seen it, heard about it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Well, me and Hallie were on the rooftop, so we're kind of oblivious to like what's actually going on downstairs, outside, like etc. Lee comes upstairs and he's like, "There's a fucking line all the way down the fucking street past the library," and I
Yeah.
was like,
To
"I was
308.
like, what?"
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much 308.
So
Fuck.
for those of you who don't know, like QDP, Queer Dance Party, is like a Nashville staple. This was the first QDP since pandemic. It happened at Rosemary. They decided to work together. They opened up the side. There was 2 extra bars on top of the 3 bars that are already there, and like they decided to go for capacity. And man, it was a movie there.
Nah,
Bruh.
they went
It
for
was
it
a
too.
movie.
It was dope.
Yeah.
Like Drew came upstairs and he was like, "Hey, how do you feel if I let like 5 more people up here?" I said, "You let as many people up here as long as people can still fucking move. I don't give a fuck. Just flood it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
let's
We're here
let's
for
make
it.
some shit shake."
Yeah.
The music was fucking dope. I was
Yeah.
having a great time. Me and Hallie was like there slinging shit, dancing with the gay boys,
Man.
like just like yes,
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah, it
dopest
looked
shit
cool.
ever.
QDP has always been a big party anywhere
Oh.
they throw it, man.
Bruh,
Like,
I've been
but
to 1,000 people QDP parties.
that shit can get
Insane.
nuts,
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
Like,
Nuts.
I mean, I remember they did another one at Rosemary a couple years ago, and Schwab was still bartending,
Mm-hmm.
and they did the QDP, and it was like how Saturday night was, but just like a third of it because
Right.
that's the only capacity we
Yeah.
got. But it was a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way that things work there at Rosemary now. If you got good weather, you can go in,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they're real creative with their parties. So
I think we blew
shout
the
out.
sub Saturday.
I
think
bet the one under the house.
Yeah. I think we blew that motherfucker.
That's it.
It should happen so much though. you know?
At one point, I went up to Jim because he came up to the rooftop and he was like just standing, like looking over everything, and he was just like, it was like more of a concerned face, and I was like, what the fuck? So I just poured 2 shots and I went up to him and I was like, cheers, and he was like, I guess, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, I feel like the cops are gonna call. I said, if they
Right.
get, I said,
No cops, yo.
But I said, if the cops get called, let them get fucking called. All they can do is either shut it down or be okay with it. I
Yeah.
said, but also enjoy this beautiful fucking monster that y'all fucking created because this
Right.
is dope right
That
now.
shit was
Like,
lit.
enjoy the moment. Cheers, boss.
Right.
Let's go. Like, it was dope.
That
I
might have
mean-
been the best party in the city that night.
Oh,
Hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Hands
could
down.
probably count on my hand better parties I've ever been to, like period,
Yeah.
full stop. And then it was like this release of like tension from the pandemic. It was finally like we've gotten past that. All right, people are vaccinated. We can kind of see and be in the same areas. Like, no, everybody here is most likely vaccinated. We can party. We can bump our elbows next to each other. We can actually get down. And it felt like, I don't know, like cathartic.
It was kind of magical though. You know, like one of those moments that's like you got to see. I
Yeah.
wish somebody was videotaping that shit because that
Yeah.
would have been fucking.
Oh,
nuts.
there's video out there. I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's video like Instagram video, but like if somebody would have
official
yeah,
footage.
man, could have
Yeah,
sold
nah.
that as an NFT.
Nah.
Shit.
But yeah, man, it feels good to watch stuff like that happen. But I feel Jim's like whatever hesitancy to celebrate because you're in that place where you're like, all right, I'm getting away. I feel like I'm getting away with something. Like, especially.
I also explained, I was like, you know what? I was like, and none of the other bars over in 5 points right now can even complain to you. I was like, because
No.
I was like, you're giving them business because
Right. Oh,
Red Door's
yeah.
been dead as fuck.
Right.
Fucking Three Crow had people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and we all know Three Crow ain't had shit since we left.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll-
literally, Three Crow was like
we don't
fucking
fuck with
like
y'all.
bump. I was like, that's probably the business that they probably got their dicks kicked in because they was
Right.
like, I don't know how to handle this. And like, what is this? Like, yeah,
It's
you're
people.
welcome.
People.
You're welcome.
Still getting 3 crow
I
money.
need 20
Hey.
ounces
On
of chicken tenders. What the fuck?
I mean, because people that couldn't get in probably didn't want to take an Uber anywhere. So
No.
like, I know Red Door probably got.
oh yeah,
slammed.
everybody got
Yeah.
overflow.
Red Door, people were going down to Lipstick.
Yeah.
Whenever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dukes.
That's
I
the-
mean, lips should be jumping though.
That's just
Yeah.
the beauty of those things. Like
Yeah.
when you can't get into a spot, I mean, you do bring business to
Yeah.
other businesses
Yeah.
around you.
And
which
then they're
makes-
nice. And then it's still popping because you got that want to go to the party energy. You
Right.
with your homies anyway.
Right.
Mhm.
You are where the party is. Man.
Just make it a night.
You already ate your Molly.
Yeah, you're already, you're already rolling.
Right.
why are we going home?
No.
We're not.
Let's go to Pearl Diver.
I don't even want to get in. I don't want to get in the Uber.
Cold
There
in
was
there.
motherfuckers walking everywhere.
Oh,
that night,
man.
though. Like I was leaving work and I just saw the line from like down the block.
Nobody left without a speck of glitter.
Nah,
on their
that's
body.
fact.
Glitter everywhere.
Yeah,
A lot of
that's-
glitter. I think I did good and didn't have glitter on me by the end of the night.
You had a bar between you and others.
Keep that glitter over there.
But you know that party was good because there were like bartenders that had to go home from drinking too much.
So, shady tree. There's a
I ain't
shots
saying names.
fired.
I ain't saying names, but like, like I walk in the bar and somebody's trying to hand me a card of somebody who isn't even me. And it's like you've had a couple too many, bro. Just chill.
It
Yeah.
be like that sometimes.
Hey, look, I've been there. Look, I'm not one to judge. I don't condemn nor condone. That's my thing.
Word.
Man, have I been there? I haven't handed somebody like not that card, but I've definitely been too drunk before.
Yeah.
Like Halsey night.
Yeah. Look, man, that was part of the game, man. Like we were, that's part of being in the industry because you got to balance the professionalism, but also your party. Like you're
Yeah.
part of the party. So like what's that role? And I could never figure it out. I always ended
Dude,
up
it's fucking nuts,
becoming
man.
too much
feel
of the
that.
party.
And see, there wasn't like you were running the food truck, so you would just be there, like
Right.
hanging, being able to hang. I think it's like different being on the other side of the bar,
Right.
Because like it's like yeah, I'm here, but like I'm not out there. Like I wouldn't like QDP was an amazing party, but like if I was off work and didn't work there, I probably wouldn't have went there personally because I hate crowded places.
That's funny.
But
But you work at
I work in a crowded place.
right, and you work parties that are crowded, and that's part of your job. That's interesting.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna be there. That's me.
you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I think the only place I've ever waited in line is like Basement East to get into Boom Bap.
Boom bap.
Yeah,
Same.
boom bap. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
That's the only line I'm.
That's it.
But
and-
if I would have like saw that QDP line, nope.
No.
Straight.
DJ
Where we
Premier's
going?
not here. Is Ninth
I'm
Wonder
okay.
DJing? No.
No, it was the
no.
homie Jason Harris.
It
LT.
was a shout out.
Man.
Those are the homies, though.
Bro.
Yeah.
I was happy to see them.
What's
like,
the other homie name? Is Jason, LT, and
ugh,
oh, I'll put you on the spot. My bad.
damn.
It'll
Don't,
hit you in a second.
I don't know it.
No,
period.
I don't know him because
Period.
yeah,
Yeah.
he only comes in for
For
QDP.
the QDP, yeah.
Oh,
So, but yeah, no, that's like I'm so happy to see that exist, because my preconceptions about Nashville before I like moved and lived here were different from kind of how I've experienced it. I was like, man, it's Nashville. Man, I was moving here from New York, like kind of like I was a hostage because I had like a wife and a baby, and I wanted to stay in New York. So I came here and was like, man, I bet you, man, they don't even have good ramen here, I bet. You know, like some stupid shit, you know? And then you find out, oh no, there is a dope ramen spot. And now there's like 4.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and like, can they throw a cool party that I would like to be at? And then I found Boom Bap. And then I found, you know, shout out to homies Nick and Case and like all those parties.
Yeah.
Like you find that Nashville is a legit party city and like cool shit's happening all the time.
Man, I say it all the time. I'm like, man, I'll say it pre-COVID, but it's coming back around. Monday night was the best night to go out to Nashville.
Freak Me.
Freak
Shout
Me,
out
man.
Spice J and all them. Yeah, no.
And
That's
Sprouse, yeah.
and Sprouse and Hype Gaylor and
Tyler Dawson, yeah.
Tyler Dawson. Yeah, so like Taylor.
Taylor Dawson, yeah. Tyler Dawson, that's that one movie.
That's that show on the WB in the 90s. Tyler's Creek. No, Dawson Creek.
Dawson's
That's it.
Creek.
Y'all are all what the fuck?
Everywhere. He's not even drinking.
Nah, that's just me. Imagine me after a couple. Shit.
Oh, Motown Monday is back.
Oh,
Motown
as
Monday
well.
is back because it would be Motown Monday, and then you slide over to Freak
Yeah.
Me after, or vice versa. That
Yeah.
shit was, that was Freak Me was lit.
Man, the Fubar Freak Me's.
Food Bar Freak Me's were very different than what Freak Me started to become, man. Because Freak Me had a little dark age when it was at Basement East and like.
Man, I love watching these parties evolve, like the good ones. You
Yeah.
know, because like I remember the first Boom Bap was at 5 Spot, the ones I went to first.
They
And
were
you
so
couldn't,
lit.
Yeah.
you couldn't walk in there. Like it was too deep. And then Basement East, they got a little space, but then they figured out, all right, we can put 750, 800 people in this place. And then watching, ironically, both of those shows or parties going to Exit In and kind of like saying, all right, that's enough.
But
Yeah.
Exit In, Boom Bap at Exit In is shaking though.
Yo, it was lit there.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, 5 Spot is just the original, and
It
like
feels.
it's like if you didn't get the Boom Bap early back then, you weren't getting in till like 1:30 because the
Right.
line was
If
past. If that, you won't get in.
Nah.
Because the line would be past Rosemary and shit,
Yeah.
man, or wrapped around the door past Red Door.
Yeah.
And I saw Eddie George DJing that motherfucker,
Right.
man.
Twice.
Right.
And that shit was lit.
Right. Yeah. Man, the Boom Bap is it, man.
Funky
That's-
Good Time's good too, man. I fuck
Yeah.
with Funky Good Time, man. When Daru starts drumming and shit, man,
Yep.
that shit's tight.
There's a lot of cool parties like that, and people just don't like. There's so many good DJs too, because you have a city full of musicians, right?
Mhm.
Who like everybody digs music. So like, there's this whole like culture of people who are always like, "Yo, have you heard this? Yo, you heard this?" It's kind of like this beautiful place for DJs to kind of come up to, you know.
And it's a lot of DJs, a lot of really good DJs.
Right.
And like Adam was crushing it. He moved down to Miami now.
Yeah, I heard
Like,
about that.
I would always see his stickers over everywhere.
He's good at promoting.
Oh,
Face.
Petty Pablo.
Okay, I'm the one that smoked weed. Did y'all smoke some weed?
No, I'm just tired.
It's that weekend, man.
Man, it was
I mean, like I've been at work since what, Wednesday night, and it was just like
same.
that was the first night the fucking full moon started. People were fucking weird as fuck. Like we started off slow and thought, it was gonna be a chill fucking night, and then the next thing I know, all the fucking wolves came out howling and scratching and like being hella fucking weird. It's like little weird homie like kept harassing Jeremy and Nick that night because we didn't have bingo.
He wanted to play some bingo, huh?
Nah, he was like, you got any of that Kendrick Lamar? And Jeremy was like, yo, I don't take requests, bro.
Nah.
And then Jeremy
I think that's
was
so disrespectful to a DJ.
Oh.
listen, they're gonna do it. Everybody wants to hear that. DJ, won't you play another love song?
Right.
Like
Jamie.
it was so fucking. So then like Jeremy like dips away and leaves Nick over there by himself. Next thing you know, the dude's literally behind the fucking table, like at the DJ, booth, like right up on Nick, and I'm just like sitting there, just like this shit has to stop. Shit's getting real weird.
What about that Kendrick Lamar?
Go ahead, go on.
Right.
To pimp a butterfly.
Like Meg was
I know you got
Shifley.
that
She
one.
thought we were gonna get the clothes down. She was like,
Nope.
yeah, no, I'm trying to do last call at 1:30. Jim's ass was there and he was like, no, they're playing till 2.
Run it.
And I was like, do you not see what's happening? Like it was a weird Wednesday. Shit was wild. Next thing then Thursday night rolls around. Another weird motherfucking night. Cass's shift lead. Like
Was he naked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was just like this. I was like, oh, what the fuck is I was like, okay. So I was in beauty queen for those 3 days. It was like I was just like getting raped the entire fucking like 3 days that I was down there. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. And then I was on the rooftop Saturday night. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Put me up here. Oh, and there's a breeze.
Yeah, you got the
Oh,
fans.
it was pretty. It was
Because
pretty.
fucking Rosemary was a fucking funky hot box. You understand? Like I walked in there just to go get some ice to refill the fucking water pitcher.
What
As soon as I
ice?
walked in there, I said, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. It was
Jess
a-
had on bartending in pants. I was pissed off. I was like, "You just make me hot looking at you." There was nothing but hot breath in there in the summertime. It was hot.
Hot breath, hot people.
I have seen a lot of DJ fuckery though, hanging out with the homies. Like Nick and Jeremy are my homies, and I've seen like a lot of people just walk up to the booth and just stare at the DJ.
Like it's so
It's like
weird.
it's like a
Yeah.
bartender. You're waiting for they're looking at you.
We welcome you. We welcome you. Like, look at me. No, I don't want to because
No.
it's weird and it's awkward. It's really intense. Like, I can't.
Now we're locking eyes for a moment. Like,
Right.
What could we possibly have to talk about right now?
you want a
Yeah.
vodka soda?
Can you
want a
play?
Tito's
Can you play
vodka.
some of that Kendrick? Can you play?
No, what was the dude that Nick made a shirt out of?
Oh, it was a
the
Yelp
tail-
review.
With the Taylor Swift. Y'all not. I don't know any of these songs. Y'all not even playing Taylor Swift.
He made that a shirt, bro.
Yeah,
It
he
was
put a
something
Yelp
like that.
review on a shirt and mugs. He's a troll. He's a professional troll. Shout out my homie Nick, Great Wonder.
I ain't mad at it.
He's so incredible. So Nick and Jeremy, this is a great Nick story. Nick and Jeremy DJ'd a function for the Nashville scene, the local paper, like Indie Alt Weekly, and they didn't pay him in cash. They gave him like
Bitcoin.
an ad buy. Like here's a barter system. We'll give you a full like a quarter page ad in the scene if you DJ this party for us. It's the Best of Nashville party.
That's cool.
So Nick goes, all right, I'll do that. And Nick is famous for having this like sticker of his face that he has plastered. You talk about Adam. That's like this dude's face is
Nick's
everywhere.
face is everywhere.
Is everywhere. And he just put a quarter page ad of multiple pictures of his sticker with no words, no like his name, nothing. Just like, here's my face. And he spent that money to troll Nashville and make his friends laugh. That's how you know you're a next level, dude. It's
That's
like-
actually not a bad idea because I mean, after we got
That
that
shit
email,
work.
after Jim read that email today, we should get shirts that say you don't even have. What? Oh wait, you don't even have White Claws and Jack Daniels. Like somebody wants a refund back from QDP because
we didn't have Jack Daniels or White Claw.
right? Because we ran out of
They
What
probably
kind of
got in there,
perk?
what, 1 o'clock, 1:30? Like everything was fucking
Bro,
going,
we
bro.
was out of White Claws at
and we don't
fucking-
yeah,
8 o'clock.
and we don't carry
Okay.
Jack Daniels.
The shit was gone.
We
And they don't carry that shit. Like, no.
I
That's what
walked in
people-
and was like, oh, so
I
there's
came
no
all
White
the way.
Claws
I came all the way from blah blah blah.
for a fucking White Claw and Jack Daniels.
No soup for you.
Hashtag get the fuck out of here.
Hyundai.
That's that fuck shit right there.
Man.
People are wild.
I told y'all about the story about the secret shopper coming into my spot and complaining about how come I didn't offer them certain products when it was Cinco de Mayo and they sat down and asked for a fucking margarita.
Why didn't you offer me another drink?
They got secret shoppers for bars?
Man,
So
Dang. That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
Not disclose that information, but
Friday night, whenever we were closing, Jim was downstairs. Him and Madison were like talking to me, and this guy comes in and he was like, "Where can we go after here?" I said, "To hell." And Jim's just like, he goes, "I just love you so much," and I was like, Yeah, it's that time. It is that time.
Yeah.
I am done. I am over it. I'm cooked, fried, and laid to the side. Like I gotta be back here tomorrow. Like
Yeah, it was a long one.
I can't believe y'all opened the next day.
We're not gonna go there.
That's insane.
We are not
Yeah,
gonna go there.
That is wild.
So like what?
Yeah.
We actually had booze last night. Like we didn't have White Claws. I mean,
Right.
or Jack Daniels.
But yeah, I got that whole house next door like loaded of booze.
Stocked,
you know?
nigga.
Yeah.
That shit is.
We used to, like, because when
That shit's a fucking walk-in.
yeah, that house is a walk-in.
Yeah.
Because we used to, like, when we first opened, the beauty queen was the storage, so everything was there. There was the
Murder
liquor,
bathroom.
murder bathroom. Shout out murder bathroom.
Shout out to the murder bathroom.
Yeah, so it was pre-construction. So the opening of Rosemary's legit like a harrowing story. Like we almost didn't open. We got open. We got our liquor license before we got our beer permit. Beer permit was like 2 months later. So we opened with only able to sell liquor like a week before like the last credit card payment was due. That we were like, that was it. Like they barely got open by the skin of their teeth. We were supposed to open in like 2016, October 2016. It didn't open until April 2017. There was overages. There was a lawsuit with the Historic Zoning Commission.
Man, it's crazy they won that joint.
Man.
Y'all won that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it was
That's
a
just-
nuts. It wasn't me. It was Jim and Drew's like heartbreak. That was watching them go through that was terrible. You know, just because
Yeah.
it was so much stress. So the amount of work and effort it took to get just the first part open, and then we realized, oh, okay, we got a thing. And I remember our first $10,000 day. Like it was a whiskey disco maybe,
Mhm.
and it was like celebration, like popping bottles
Fuck it.
and like. And now y'all, I think, was a $40,000 Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's nuts to me to watch that.
That is.
And that was the vision from the get go. You know, 2 bars, a rooftop, and the ability to expand and do like real live shit. And that took 4 years to get there after opening.
I mean,
You know,
5-year plan.
5-year
you know?
plan.
Do people actually live in those houses on that fucking street? Because I've never seen anybody come out, walk over, complain. I don't hear
Yeah.
dogs
I know
barking.
people have complained.
So,
It just
yeah.
seems like it's I don't know.
The last house is the house next to us is a
Salon.
beauty shop salon, and then this house is next to that. Somebody actually randomly ran into somebody's house.
Yeah.
That was over there.
But they're all like Airbnbs, I think.
Are they?
I think-
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they're not like families are living.
Yeah, I was
there,
about to
you
say
know what
I've
I'm
never seen any fucking porch lights on.
Right.
Right. Shit.
The next street over, like
Yeah.
the next block, there is like that's
It's
residential.
like I'm living in fucking Westworld when I walk over there or something, bro.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
Like, what
It
the
It is
fuck?
Westworld. It is fucking nuts.
But there were people who lived on that block who complained, and then that's where all the nonsense came when they heard a bar was coming on Forest Avenue. They were like, "Nah, we
you,
can't."
you live in 5 Points.
That's what I'm saying. Like, also,
Yeah.
you're probably like a liberal who thinks that like being progressive is good. Like, I think that, but then when something happens in your neighborhood, you want to act mad conservative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to start calling your congressman and shit.
I just feel sorry for the
Petitioning
people
against
that's about to move in behind Five Spot. They about
Well,
to be
no,
in
that's
for
a-
a rude awakening.
That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
Airbnb spot.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
I think that's just like only like short term shit.
Oh, so they're gonna
Yeah.
be partying anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't see how they would even put
I don't
houses
want
next to
all
5
those fucking
Spot.
tourists over there, bro.
That's what it is now.
They're
man.
coming.
They about to fuck it up.
It's already
here.
fucked, bro.
It's here.
Did you,
They're coming.
It's
Yeah.
already fucked. It's over with.
I mean, the person that literally complained about not having fucking White Claws.
He's about to be mayor.
Yeah, he literally was a tourist.
There's about
Yeah.
to be 300 of them right there.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, somebody
and that's how
went
they
to
started
Nick about
off.
Taylor Swift, bro. It's
Yeah.
it's over with.
That's how they started the email off. Like, first of all, you ran out of mango White Claws
Not even a formal email.
and Jack Daniels.
He's talking to you.
You got too much motherfucking time on your hands, sir.
Oh man, I'd have to be so upset to write a Yelp review.
But
I mean,
you
I'd
could
have
just
to be-
dance it off, though.
I'd have to be like livid. Like But I think I'd be so mad that I wouldn't write a Yelp review.
I feel bad because I'm sure they probably wrote one to the gas station too. First of all, you ran out of because people were like buying the White Claws and shit, and then like waiting in line and you know like
Getting
Truly
down.
and like drinking up Trulies and motherfucking White Claws because they was waiting in line to get in.
And not one cop in sight.
Nah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It was dope.
I mean, but also, if you a cop, do you really
I'm gonna deal with that.
do you really want to do that to a QDP?
Well, I don't know if they know what that is. They'll just see a group of people. But yeah, it's definitely bad look.
It's bad look.
A real bad
No,
look.
it was on their fucking bulletin board that morning. That's what was up.
They're
As soon as they got there for their shift, don't fuck with
it's
the East Side
Pride
tonight.
Day, right?
You know, it's Pride Month, and bro, do you want that many
No.
people mad at the police,
No.
bro? That's
Forest
scary.
Avenue is off limits.
Man,
Don't go there.
What? You know who needs Yelp? The cops. That's who needs Yelp. We should be able to Yelp cops.
For real.
First of all, I didn't
First
even
of all.
have a busted tail light.
I did not swerve.
I came all the way from. It's the complaints for me.
It's the
Yeah,
complaints.
but that's what the internet. I'm not one to complain about the internet, but like that's what the internet has done. It's made everyone think that their opinion is important, and they will say it on the internet because somewhere somehow they got that idea that they fucking matter. And they don't.
And what's fucked up though, man. But like, if enough people get together and do something, like it's the same thing that happened to Trick Daddy's restaurant with
Wait,
The
what?
Beehive.
Yeah. Like they just attacked the Yelp reviews, man,
Right.
and dropped him down to like a one
One
star.
star.
And people see that.
I don't know this story. How do I not know this
He
shit?
fucked
that
up.
happened,
He
like-
fucked
did?
up.
Yeah,
He talked
said
about
couldn't sing.
Beyonce.
That's
Oh,
just-
did he?
Yeah.
And then he said some more shit. He said some more. I mean, like,
It's Trick Daddy.
He went after the Beehive.
and then try to pull Trina into it, and then Trina gonna post a video of Beyonce tells him, "Don't put me in this shit. I love the Queen, like, because she already knows the Beehive does not. Whenever they come to play, like, the motherfuckers, they are swarming like a
fucking
motherfucker.
cult.
It
Like,
can fuck your.
I bet.
It can fuck some shit up for you, man.
I love Trick Daddy too.
well,
You just said something dumb,
Man.
but like you were saying though, man, the individual man with like Yelp reviews and shit. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you can. I guess it's the power of the idiot mob that still exists. They don't
it's,
have.
it's way more rampant
Yeah.
now because of stuff like
Right.
that. You know, I mean, the idiot mob is if I see a 1-star review on this restaurant and don't even read the reviews,
Right.
all you see is 1 star.
Right.
And you're more than likely not to go.
I mean,
Yep.
you definitely not gonna go more than likely if you're a Yelp using person.
Shit, I see 2-star reviews on Postmates all the time. I still order that shit. I don't give a fuck.
I don't.
I likes what I like.
If I go to a place that has 2 stars, I know it's probably a hole in the wall if I'm out like outside of the city or some shit. So I'll
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Like if it's like in a different city or
I
some
don't
shit.
judge shit until I get it for myself.
But the idiot mob.
But
Yeah.
people would stop fucking internet thugging if their address came along with that fucking post.
people don't get touched anymore.
Nah, that's
People
it.
don't get
Yeah,
touched
people don't
anymore.
get touched anymore.
We need that.
But just know you can be.
It's a whole
That's all I'm saying.
whole generation of people that just ain't been touched.
You're right. You're right.
Pause. But
About 20 years worth.
I mean, but you think about it, man. Like the way like, you grew up in a different era, man. You know, where you got touched.
Yeah, and I ask myself sometimes, is that a good thing? Like, are we like my son? So I probably have been in 100 fights in
Yeah.
my life. My son will probably never fight more than a couple times outside of like grade school, right?
Mhm.
But my neighborhood was such that like violence was awesome. It's what we did. It's how we communicated with groups of people and people. That was just the way we handled ourselves. And I don't know if I'm like, part of me is like, man, these people need to get their ass whooped. But then also like, maybe it's better he hasn't.
I'd rather get my ass whooped than get shot.
All right.
'Cause
Yeah, that's it.
motherfuckers are getting soft. Like,
Yeah, that's it. That's the.
I mean, because people scared to fight now and they shoot, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
was it Pop's line in Friday?
But you live.
You live.
Fight another day.
you think you a man with that gun, Greg? Give me the gun, son.
Give me the gun.
Here's another cheers.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig. Yeah.
I do want to say something, Chuck.
Great fucking movie.
I missed the lumpia.
Oh man, we made good food, man. I was proud of what we did.
That's what I wanted to get into, man. I wanted to know how he went from missiles to culinary.
Oh, there's other things involved too. I was a stand-up comedian for like 10 years.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I did that.
What?
Yeah, I was fucking just doing shit. I also fixed particle accelerators in medical professional career. Like I was a biomedical technician doing comedy on the side, like trying to be a professional stand-up. And then I got divorced and was like, okay, let me try a food truck. So I put a bunch of fucking money on a credit card, bought a food truck, started it. That was it. I mean, it wasn't it. There's a lot more, but like
Voted most likely to rob a bank with a bomb. And lumpias.
And
Right.
lumpia.
right,
The lumpia was good.
it was fire, and yeah, man, it was just trying to like I have passions. My problem is follow through. Like I'm good at like
Can
starting.
make you laugh to death. At the
You
same
start
time.
something, but you don't ever like fully commit.
That's it. Like
I have that same issue.
well, I'm also like I'm one of those people like, well, maybe I'm never gonna master anything, but that's all right. Like I'm good at a few things, you know.
No, you've mastered them. If you put in the hours, you've.
Yeah, but I'm never gonna be like, you know, that like
Teaching a master class.
yeah,
on
that like
Netflix.
that samurai sword maker who like has been doing it for 50 years and you
Yeah.
know, like that kind of mastery. I'll never
feel
get
you.
to that level. But I, you know, like I've got enough breadth of knowledge where like I feel comfortable in most situations and I can
I
yeah.
feel that.
When when you do some shit that sounds difficult and then you do it and you're like, okay, it wasn't that hard. Like and then you start blowing yourself up and be like, yeah, I can start a food truck, which is the hardest thing I've ever done. All the other shit like stand up, like technical, nuclear, like military shit, all that stuff. Man, being my own boss was the hardest thing I've ever done. I was
Discipline.
the worst boss I ever had.
That's fucked up.
It's that discipline, boy.
Said, I'm
Yeah.
the worst boss I ever had.
Yeah.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that
Shit.
what are they? It's a self. You know, expectations can be oppressive, and you especially the ones you have for yourself. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, it's cool with like having vegan food. Like, it's actually really cool to have like. I mean, I would have probably never just ate vegan food if I didn't work there.
Right.
You know,
Best vegan food in the city.
it is
It's good.
good. I mean, I like Wild Cow too.
Right.
I mean, like eating vegan food at Rosemary has made me like venture out and go eat vegan
Right.
food at other places. Like
Right.
Southern V is lit.
Lit.
Yeah.
That's one spot I need to hit.
Man, their turnip greens are really good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, real good.
they got the hot chicken biscuit too. It's fire.
I don't like the hot chicken
don't?
seitan. I like the country fried seitan with the mushroom gravy on
Okay.
top. That shit's fire.
I'm getting hungry.
Man, yeah. There's so I wasn't plant based. So the Beehive, like I sold Beehive on my truck, and I like basically introduced Ben from the Beehive to Drew and Jim.
Ben's
Now-
fucking crushing it, dog.
Man, he's a killer, man. And I watched him like start from like a 2-day a week or 3-day a week seitan operation because I shared his kitchen. He rented me kitchen space because when you have a food truck, you have to have a commissary kitchen, a prep kitchen. So I used his on the days he wasn't cooking seitan, and he was like 3 days a week making seitan locally. Man, that dude's got a factory now, you know. And it's great to see that kind of stuff, like people sticking with it and doing the good work and like dedicating their shit to it and getting out the other side better, you know. So shout out Ben with the Beehive. He's a homie.
And his shit's everywhere.
Bruh.
Every fucking where.
Like Whole Foods, dude.
Bro,
like,
dude, it's crazy to like see somebody so chill. And like, I'm like, bro, you a Whole Foods, bro.
Yeah.
If I ever had something in Whole Foods,
Yeah.
I would not be that chill.
Nah.
I would tell everybody that I had something in Whole Foods.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I ain't
he
gonna
took
get
it
my shit
easy and
from
he
Whole
like
Foods.
he never let it like overwhelm him. He just took things step by step, and that's that's the way to do any of this shit, man.
I don't know how to make seitan. That's a thing in itself.
Tried it
Man.
at home. It didn't come out right.
For real, you actually tried it?
Man,
What you do?
It's flour.
Yeah. pretty much.
is wheat gluten.
Yeah.
We gluten.
Yeah.
Oh,
You mix it up and let it sit in whatever you want it to taste like.
It's like baking bread, but instead of baking it, you boil it or steam it. Pretty much. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take like I forget what kind of wheat gluten, but like this specific kind.
I just like hearing wheat gluten.
Right. That shit sounds good.
Yeah, wheat gluten.
I want a burger.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't think.
Fuck y'all.
No, that salad you had earlier looked pretty good.
From
Greco.
Yeah.
Greco's
Okay.
fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. We had a meeting today. But Greco, that's one spot that I don't go to a lot, but I'm always happy that I went there.
Bruh, the half chicken.
See, I just get the pita roll with some
do you?
fries, man. Like
I
the
get-
gyro.
I get that half chicken.
It's fire.
Ooh. Got some lemon sauce. Man, if y'all just want to talk about restaurants in Nashville, that's me. Let's do that. One time, so after the food truck, like I was working at Green Pheasant, which was this Japanese restaurant downtown. I was making sushi and stuff.
I'm so sad that place is gone.
Man, the place was so fire. That was R.I.P. to Pheasant. It wasn't like best new restaurant, like incredible decoration, like the vibe inside was sick. It had bidets in the toilets.
The Yelp review on the bidet was probably one of the greatest.
That's when you're not mad. Like you got to live through some bad Yelp reviews. When you get somebody talking about orgasming on a Yelp review because of a bidet. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, like
y'all not
it's
see that?
just
No,
alluding
I
to
don't
it.
look at Yelp.
You
though.
shouldn't.
So-
You
so she
shouldn't.
just-
I don't.
She
I
just
did that
sat
shit.
there.
I fucked around and
She-
did that
she wasn't
shit one
even paying no
time.
more.
And I knew,
No.
like, I knew specifically that they were
Oh, she
talking
didn't
about
plan on
me
peeing.
because they were very detail oriented about my fucking tattoos.
Oh shit.
And I was like this. I was like, I don't give two fucks, yo. And I was like, the fact that you got time to sit around here and be a negative motherfucker on the internet, it's a weird flex.
Without
It's
posting
It's
your
a
address.
it's a weird flex to me. I mean, like if you got time to go and do that online, that's on you. Good for you.
But she
I
had
don't.
time for that one.
Oh,
I
man.
I felt why she wrote about like how she literally busted nut from the bidet.
Like it did things her husband wouldn't do.
Like it was a Yelp review for the ages.
I
It's
need.
insane.
That should have been on the
Like
t-shirt.
what Green
Yeah.
Pheasant actually paid to have that come down, didn't
Yeah, so they had to ask Yelp to take it off because they didn't want people to
I
know that
I just came here for the bathroom.
I'll have what she's having.
In a glass of water.
Right?
Are your restrooms public?
Right. But that's detailed. But anyway, we're talking one time I was working the kitchen and Vic and Clinton came into the bar. Shout out Clinton.
Yeah, I love that dude.
That's a dude that can also do everything.
Dude, Swiss Army knife like
Yeah.
a motherfucker, man.
He can cook.
Yeah.
He can cook
Mhm.
and like he can also bartend. He's a smart dude. But anyway, they come in. Man, they sat at that bar for 3 hours.
It might have been longer than that. 'Cause
Probably. And I was just sending them food and they were drinking sake. And I was like, what are y'all gonna do now? Like, we're going to Freak Me.
yeah, because I was being an asshole that day, but like me and Clinton sat there for hours and we had Wagyu, we had American Wagyu and some shit like that. Not the Japanese one because that shit was expensive.
No. You get that shit flown in, you paying for it.
That shit was like what, $50 for 50 an ounce?
Yeah.
And you had to get 4 ounces?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Green Pheasant?
I was about to say, sounds like Kane Prime.
Bro,
Yeah.
fucking the chicken wings.
Y'all are literally making me hungry as
I
fuck
know.
now for real. I'm
I
like,
told you.
I'm fucking stoned, man.
I'm fucking stoned,
Ain't nothing wrong
man.
with eating good food.
Yeah, I
We
mean, but
just,
it's
putting people on the game to what a good food
Yeah.
is.
well,
it
it's
was.
not there anymore, man. It's a
Was.
casualty of COVID, man.
Yeah, so
You know?
that, it was
No,
hot.
they closed before COVID.
Nah.
bro. They didn't?
Nah.
Nah.
Well, I was working there when COVID happened, and they just
Oh, fuck.
yeah. So the last day was like, I mean, the week before, because they were very careful with COVID as like a concept. As soon as like it came out that things were closing, and like, I mean, I was in the kitchen of Green Pheasant when I found out the NBA canceled their season. Right, like that was the day, and then the next day they were closed because they were like, we're not gonna. Nobody knew anything, so they wasn't going to expose
'Cause
anybody.
I'm right next door.
Oh yeah, Hampton Social.
Yeah.
Yeah. We closed like the day after.
Fuck.
Yeah, like the 17th, like March 17th.
It's a
Yeah, but
birthday.
Yeah,
It had only been there
Patty's
for what,
Day.
2 years, maybe a year and a half.
Not even, man. Like a year. I think we just hit a year.
And that fucked y'all. That fucked them because, like, man, that whole concept, the food was great,
Right.
the aesthetic was great, and it's right across the street from a sin.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way things work too with restaurants. Like your margins are so small, especially when you do a build out like that and put a kitchen in and all that stuff. Like you can't afford to be closed for a week. Like you're living paycheck to paycheck. Like that's like these big fancy restaurants when they first open their first 2 years, man, it's like it's a struggle.
Yeah.
And you get to that place where you pay off some things and then you can kind of like, all right, we have a down week. But man, it was sad because that was family too, man. That's the homie. So that's 210 Jacks. Like it was a sister restaurant. So man, it was a sad shit, man.
That sucks.
Yeah. But they have, that's one of those things, man. When that place closed, though, it was good to see, like the industry kind of rally and figure shit out. Like once they figured out, all right, you can send drinks to go. Like food orders, like people struggled, and man, shout out to any restaurant that stayed open during this shit.
Big facts.
Man,
Big
like
facts.
the amount of absolute terror that had to be, man, because it's hard on its own, period. Like to get through this shit and get to the other side, man, it's like,
I think like after like going through COVID, if you're a restaurant that made it through COVID, man, you fucking belong.
bulletproof. You
Yeah.
can do anything.
Yeah.
That's it. But
Well, we know somebody that's still open.
A lot of, because like a lot of great restaurants.
We know somebody
closed.
that helped them stay open.
Who?
We don't call no names. East side.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Motherfuckers.
They stayed open. I
They
mean,
stayed open.
there was a couple of spots that stayed open, man. Like I went
Mm-hmm.
to a spot out in Donaldson. I mean,
bar?
yeah,
Yeah. Man, I'm interested in that. So I stopped drinking right like a year before COVID happened, right? So like I got, I didn't see what the underground was like because I know it was. I know there was like spots out in Spring Hill and shit.
man, even closer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That people were just like showing up and like parking down the block and walking in so the cops didn't see them and shit. Like some like speakeasy shit.
Oh, motherfuckers was wilding, boy.
Well, see, I think that's kind of cool, man. Like, especially it's like being in the industry. I mean, if there was any industry that was gonna do something like that during that
Oh.
period of time, it's either like something super illegal, which is
Right.
like fucking drugs or some shit
Right.
like that, but or people that are gonna drink, because like
Right.
people that go to bars. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you put the people that go to bars inside their house for
No.
that ain't a good idea, man.
No.
And the people that really do go to bars are gonna find places to go. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't think it was necessarily. I mean, it was illegal, but I don't think it was necessarily bad. Cause like,
I mean, look, like aside from like the moral implications of like being a super spreader event or like some shit like that, like
those guys are actually cool, man. I met those guys, man. They're not bad at all.
oh yeah,
Oh.
that band super spreader event.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say no names, but like, I mean,
Bad.
they were. I met them on some random shit. Like, I think I was doing an event at Marathon,
Yeah,
and like just ended up chopping up with them. Like, they were cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, there's never gonna. I mean, if like prohibition in the 1920s taught us anything, is that you're never gonna stop the demand for alcohol.
Dude, I think that
know.
made like honestly, I think that super spreader shit was.
Wait,
It
that
was-
house party? You the one who's talking
yeah.
about that? That shit
It-
was clown shoes though, but it was funny.
Dog,
It
I
was
heard
funny.
that shit was a really good party if you went to. I mean, it definitely would like it being COVID and shit, but like, did anybody die though?
They was in there eating. I mean,
It's
we
fucking
don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, exactly. I mean, but it was just like it was at the peak of the
Right.
fucking.
Oh yeah, it was in
yeah.
COVID land.
Yeah, it
It was
just
Right,
fucking started.
and it was just like a huge slap in the face,
Right.
like
Yeah.
to everything that everybody was already trying to do to like, because we were getting constantly like pushed back, like to reopen and shit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Like,
things
so-
like that kept people from being able
Yeah,
to.
Right.
work.
I mean, because
So-
downtown was fucking up. They were
Yeah.
they were wilding out, and then like I just saw that at my job where like we really suffered a lot because like downtown definitely kind of fucked the city of Nashville when it came
Right.
to like that COVID shit because they was bucking the system trying to fight against Mayor Cooper and all of that bullshit. But like they weren't the ones getting like hit with heavy shit because if it was fines, they downtown, they got enough money to pay those fines.
Right.
But
Right, and they didn't give a fuck.
And they didn't get, but see,
Mm-mm.
man, they didn't give a fuck about their other, what is the word, restaurateurs,
Right.
people that own restaurants and business. That means like downtown against everybody. It kind of, I mean, I kind of feel like it kind of drives a wedge in between like the people that you work for.
I'm on the corner, man. I'm
But y'all did it right. Y'all closed. Tom Morales closed.
Yeah.
Stayed closed.
We
You know
closed
what
for
I'm
like
saying?
3 months.
No, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, people that did that because it was the right thing to do. And then there's, other people that, like, when we, like you were saying, when we were trying to open, it was people that was like, fuck it. We gonna stay open. Fuck
Right.
you. But what it really did was say, fuck everybody that owns businesses that's not your business.
Right.
Which is dirty, dog.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean,
And
shit,
then-
I was slinging fucking to-go drinks out fucking Three Crows window for how many months?
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know
Like-
what I'm saying? Like, niggas was following the rules out here.
Yeah, just to
Right.
try and like, I'm just trying to make some kind of money. Like, I need
Right.
an income.
And this shit was messed up because they cut off, basically forced people to go back to work, by opening up their old jobs, saying, all right, you're allowed to open. So now you have to rehire your employees who are on unemployment. Now they're coming off of unemployment. Now you're not giving them enough hours that even unemployment was giving them. So now, yeah, man, it's all messed up.
That's
We're
why
all
a lot of people didn't really go back.
right.
A lot
And
of
that,
people
yeah,
left the city,
Yeah.
went home,
yeah, start
stayed
living.
on unemployment or
Yeah.
found another job.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did. Like I was like, all right, I was working in a kitchen. I was trying to figure out how to be a chef, working in fine dining. And then all this shit happened. And I was like, all right, let me go get me a real job again. And that's what I ended up having to do. And I'm probably never going back to the food service industry
For
again.
real.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I like my
but
life.
You technically still always a part of it because just being invested
Yeah.
and shit, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, what I liked about being in the industry specifically is the connections with chefs and like the people that I met, the great people in the service industry. I love walking into a restaurant, winking at the chef, and he throwing me a bunch of shit,
Man.
and you're just like, all right,
Fucking
like
candy store.
right, like, and you're not right. It's the same as knowing DJs, like being homies with DJs and like chefs and bartenders. Like you're kind of like you get to be a person with a normal income, but you acting like the VIPs. Like you get to
Mhm.
walk in, you get to text somebody, they're like, we pull you in around the back. Like with QDP, I didn't wait in no line. I texted my friends. It was like, yo, just pull around back and we'll let you in. Like that's
Facts.
because I'm not, like I don't need to be rich, but I do want to be able to do cool shit and not have to like
that is a
pay
flex
extra
of being-
money.
That's really
It's a flex in the service industry, bro.
Right.
Like, cause like it's been times I went to where the fuck did I go? What's that seafood restaurant out in fucking Germantown?
Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Henrietta Red.
No, not that one. The other one. It's
is it
like by
seafood?
Oak and shit.
I don't know.
Seafood in
Yeah,
Germantown?
yeah. I mean, I guess that's Germantown. Wherever, not Oak. Oh, Oku. You know what Oku is?
Oko. Yeah, I know what Oko is.
Yeah, the seafood spot that's like right by them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a seafood spot
I
over
only-
there.
I mean,
only-
I ate oysters in that motherfucker, and
Yeah.
and then I knew somebody working, and
Right. And that's it.
Mhm.
Like there's that extra, that's the beauty of the like fraternity or whatever, that community of servers and bartenders and, wait staff and back of the house. Like they take care of each other and it's love, right? Like you came in with Clinton and it was like, all right, let me show y'all what I can give you off of my station.
that shit was love, yo.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
what you do. You show love, and it's part of the business. And
that
I
tab
love
should
that.
that
It
tab
is.
should have been like.
Oh no, yeah, I hooked y'all up with some pretty expensive fish.
and then we paid because like we went there and we ate off the lunch menu.
What was this
Yeah.
at?
Green
Green
Pheasant.
Green
pheasant
Pheasant?
when it was
Yeah.
open. Yeah,
Kind of pissed I didn't get a chance to eat over there.
Yeah, man, you missed out. The
man, it's
chi-
weird. We used to do family meals. We would switch. We would cook for y'all and send food over at night.
I never got any of that shit. What the fuck?
It happened every time I was
Man,
in
that's that
charge.
bullshit right there, boy.
Y'all had some good fried chicken. We would send y'all
Hell yeah,
a
that
bunch of
chicken
fried
was
rice.
fucking bussin'.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, it was still the shrimp stuffed chicken wings, bro.
Oh,
What?
Tebasaki chicken wings
At
at Green Pheasant.
Yeah.
They're at
Bullshit.
the menu at 210 Jack now.
Oh, they
too.
put them on 210s, man.
Yeah, so they kind of like took the best things from it and put it on the menu at at Green Pheasant. They have that like spicy garlic or spicy crab noodles there.
So we're going to 210 tonight, right?
That's depressing.
That's the move, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a 210 fan, man.
That was the spot that turned me into like, all right, I can live in Nashville. Legit, when I moved in from New York, I was like, man, I bet you can't even get ramen. Like, that was how sad I was. And then I went to 210 Jack, and I'm like, it was a Tuesday. I had to wait. I was like, oh, there's a line. And I believe that, like, when you wait at a restaurant on a Tuesday, it's for a good reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not doing it for nothing. So I sat down and had one of the best bowls of ramen I've ever had. And I've like, traveled in New York City hunting good bowls of ramen. You know, that was my shit.
210, I love their ramen. I've eaten their ramen for years. Black Dynasty, though, boy.
Mm-hmm.
They doing, have you had Black Dynasty?
I don't know how to take that. Feel like you're about to cry.
I'm going to be quiet.
Okay, cool, cool.
My mama told me to not say nothing if I can't say nothing. No.
Oh.
See, but there's level to this shit.
Yeah.
There's levels to this shit. And I'm not trying to front on them. I have had their shit. It's just okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's okay. But like I also have had like
You put 210 ramen over this?
bruh.
He's had some of the best ramen in the world, bro.
Hey man, so but like
I mean, I've had some of the worst ramen in the world coming from where I'm from.
Hey,
'cause I
look,
ate a whole bunch of.
I made it. Yeah, I made it at home. Usually.
I used to eat Top Ramen too. That was where my first ramen was. But like, I know the skill and technical like ability of that dish.
Mhm.
It isn't like just all right. We put some fancy stuff in it. There's layer. It's a layered kind of like process and long cook times for broths and incredible like care in the toppings and your noodles are got like. I love the idea that they think they can make a good noodle. I like that they think they can.
Oh,
But that's not
not ramen, though. Yeah,
no, it is ramen. They're doing all the things technically, but they can't do it better than the company that you get from Japan who has spent 100 years making ramen noodles. It's a you know what I'm saying? It's like quality of product and to and maybe they have gotten better. Maybe their process has gotten better. But when I had it, I was like, yo, this is an underwhelming bowl of noodles. And that, that was all me. But look, don't come after me, Black Dynasty. I'm out the business. I'm just letting you know how I feel.
He's
I
not
feel
gonna.
that. I mean,
He's not gonna leave a Yelp review.
Look, I ain't gonna. But look, this I kind of feel. See, now y'all got me talking about it. But look, and this is here's the other thing too. Is it has to want to do that type of dish. You gotta want to get better, and like it's a process. So I could be wrong right now about how that bowl was. So that they could have gotten better, and they may if they they may told you if you had a bowl 2 years ago it probably sucked. You know what I mean?
That's real shit
They
too.
might say that if they're really part of the interested in the process and improving shit, which is kind of what food is supposed to be like.
I mean, I think that's just the I can't talk.
Evolution?
Fucking yeah, that word.
Ooh.
Hey man,
Hey,
it's
it's that bong rip before the show.
it's the weed. It's the weed. I can't.
No, everything evolves in it's any kind of skill set like that. Yeah.
I mean, just with anything, just like with any bar you start with, man. Like somebody might say, "Oh, this bar sucked."
Right.
6 years ago.
Right.
Now this bar is fucking 7 stories high.
Right.
Like just seeing the evolution of having like.
And like, I don't want to judge, a restaurant in their first like 3 or 4 months. Like I'll go and eat and have super reasonable expectations and just know that, all right, then maybe tonight is not the night I'm going to get their best dish. And if I'm going on a Friday, I'm probably not, and they haven't been open for a while and they haven't figured out their process and how they do shit. Like it's just, it's part of the business.
And then systems is a bad thing, man. Like not, being overwhelmed and having a high demand and then.
I don't like grand openings.
No, no.
Who does?
Like I've had friends who've done it and I'm like, yeah, I'll go to show love, but like I'm coming back in 3 months.
Shit, a year.
I mean, or a year
Friends
sometimes.
and family night is the one that I usually go to. Like fuck the grand opening,
Right.
man. Like when Jamie opened Lucky's and we were just sitting there having a good time and fucking watching the fight.
Right.
And it was lit, but
you got to work out kinks. Everything is a process. Like anything that you're going to do, like to think that once you're doing it, you're as good at it as you'll ever be. That's full shit. like you know, for me in anything I've ever picked up, like there's a learning curve and there's always a way to get better at stuff, and that's what, you know, we should be trying to do. Welcome to my Dr. Phil podcast. Out here trying to give
Also,
life
man,
advice.
You have your
Fucking
own
right.
podcast.
Yeah.
Also, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
I do a podcast about the NBA and breakfast food called Fastbreak Breakfast. We've been doing that for 7 years.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We won
Cool.
best podcast in Nashville in 2019 in a town with no basketball team. That there's like 15,000 podcasts about music, but we won best podcast. So it's it's funny.
That's dope.
It's like a funny take on the NBA.
It's you and Burr.
It's me and the homie John Burr, one of my best friends, musician / degenerate gambler, who loves to loves to have fun and talk basketball. So that's what it was.
John Burr's
Nice.
also sober now. Too.
Yeah. So he got sober about a year, some change before me, and
Mm.
kind of was like, you know, we lost friends to this shit, you know, like,
Mm.
and he kind of saw the cards and he stopped because just go.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that isn't something that everybody does. And I'm not, you know, if you have a drink, I'm not mad. I still go to QDP and party, and that's not
You're at every poppin' party.
always. I mean,
Like-
that's not going to stop. That's who I am. You know, I need social connection.
Mhm.
You know, I just don't need to get drunk. You know, I've done enough research, right? Like I've seen how this movie plays out. There's no reason for me to keep doing it. I'm gonna end up in a miserable place, and that's me. You know, but some people they can say no and they can stop and they can take a break but that was not me. You know what I mean? And that was part of my journey. I was getting like when Rosemary taught me was just like, right, because you go in to being like, all right, I like to go to bars, and then you go into like, okay, I'm gonna help my friends open a bar. You know, I opened the food side, but you know, I was still there helping them. Like I helped Jim pick out that big ugly poster, big ugly frame picture in front of the front door of Rosemary with that fat dude. Like we went to the vintage store together and we picked that. It was like, that's gotta go in the bar. You know, like, so like little things. And I've never experienced, bro. That's one of the things I always kind of like wondered about. And I'd love to hear it from like a bartender's perspective. It was like, I never got to go into Rosemary at like having not seen it evolve. Like I've watched the walls go up and the bar get put in and the stained glass happen and all that shit. Like what was the first time when you walked in there, what did you think about that bar?
My first experience at Rosemary was just literally like during the pandemic.
Really?
I worked a lot before,
Yeah.
so I mean, like I knew of Rosemary because I worked at Crow, but other than that, I never really went the fuck out. So whenever I started like kicking it with Vic, I started going over there. Right.
Trouble.
Exactly. And we're two fucking toxic human beings together. Like,
I'm not toxic.
that-
I'm reformed.
That's my brother, and we're toxic Avengers. Unite. Don't act up. Yeah, but so seeing like we got invited to come over to the Christmas party whenever Beauty Queen first opened up.
Right.
Cause y'all hit me and Brandy legs up.
Love Brandy.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Word.
My wife. But we went over and we are like, oh shit, like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then the rooftop situation, and that was after I started working there, and just like watching it develop.
Yeah.
And I mean, every day that I go into work, every week that I go into work, there's something new.
Right.
Like Jim and Drew, like the execution game right now.
Yeah.
it's-
They're improved.
Yeah.
They're that's that concept of
Yeah.
like whatever your growth mindset, right? Like you're getting into like, all right, where you're taking a kind of an inventory of where you're at and then trying to get better every day. You know?
Man, I think, man, it's kind of like, it's kind of how Rosemary was. I mean, I started maybe fucking less than a year after we opened, or
Yeah.
right at a year.
I would think so.
Somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And they had always been lighting in the bottle for the jump.
Right.
And I think just like with COVID happening and them opening up and then doing expansions and all of that shit, it's like it's still lightning in the bottle.
Yep.
It's just that the world shut down and now that fucking shit's open now. Of course,
Right.
they're gonna y'all niggas do cool parties.
Right.
Like, like that's one thing that's really hard to find in the city is just like a cool party.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as like, cause I mean, of course, you got boom baps, you got your
Yeah,
QVPs, you got your freak me's, you got fucking what used to happen at Bar Saab on Tuesdays.
With
With
Bird
DJ
Sunshine.
with Magic was DJ.
Magic. Yeah, no, that was a vibe. No, for real.
That shit was a vibe.
Yeah.
Wednesdays at Flamingo, fucking vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like it's. But other than that, man, it's like everybody like it's Broadway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that I don't think those are like necessarily cool parties in my opinion. But I also hate super crowded places.
Bro, like I got friends who bought houses bartending on Broadway. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like they're, you know, so I'm not hating on Broadway. I'll never talk shit about it. You know,
Just can't do it.
yeah,
I can't do it. It ain't my thing.
yeah. So, you know, I got a homegirl who was like embraced working at Kid Rock's bar.
Come on, you know I used to work with her.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
shout out Louisa, and she's just like, look, I
lit.
make the most money I've ever made bartending. And you know, she's been a bartender for a long time. And it's like, how do you hate on making money? Like outside of like, yeah, it's Kid Rock, and yeah, he's probably a terrible person with horrible political beliefs. But like at the end of the day, like this is a business, man. You got to make your money.
I mean, but
Fuck
Louisa been in
Fuck
the game.
that.
No, I said fuck it.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Louisa been in the game for so long.
She's a
man.
G.
Yeah, she been in the. I mean, I used to work with me and her worked together at Finn and Pearl.
Yeah.
Fact, yeah.
And that's like, you know, you just embrace it. It's like, whatever, man. Y'all can hate on the bar all you want. Guess what? We're doing fucking 15,000 on my bar on a double.
Bring it in.
Throw me in some fucking glow in the dark tights and a tank top. Shit, I work at Kid Rock too.
Hell yeah. Right?
Fuck it.
But I get it if you don't either. And that's
Yeah,
a
see, I'm
beautiful
one of those people that
part.
couldn't, man. I think like, you know, I could keep up like speed wise, but like I think I would the just mental beat down of people,
Of
especially being like it just wouldn't be a good fit for me
Right.
personally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And as far as like, right, we get to this place where we get angry or whatever, don't like the change of the tourists coming to Nashville.
It's
and
what makes us money.
it is. And like the fact that you can do 40 grand on the other side of the river now, like that's because the city's growing and there's more people, and that tourism industry kind
Right.
of fuels those people moving here, and there's other things. So like, yeah, man, like you got to live with the good and bad, and that's part of the watching the city grow. It's been fun to watch the city grow.
I hate the way.
Motherfuckers were still moving here during COVID. Like how?
I mean, it was
Bro.
low key the best time to like kind of jump into this.
It's like you're
you know,
not even
like,
working. Like how are you moving?
Bruh, my girlfriend's a realtor. They never stopped selling houses. Like all day long. There
Still
was like,
flexing.
yeah. And it, you know, that's part of it, man. It's just growth, man. You're never gonna stop it.
I mean, but the same way a lot of people just left Nashville, man, and went like that shit was fucked up. I'm glad to see the city's like turning around, but like I went home to Virginia a few days ago, and like a lot of places they were still wearing masks. Places,
Right.
and you know, being in a place where our mask mandates are lifted. I mean, I really don't wear a mask. You know?
I stop. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm vaccinated.
I'm
I'm
vaccinated,
not
yeah.
getting nobody. If I get sick, it'll be some rare.
I'm blessed by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, I'm covered by the holy blood of Christ.
Also known as I'm not vaxxed. Just say that, nigga. Like, stop
I'm,
playing.
I'm
like,
covered in the blood.
Jesus was a zombie, nigga,
Hey, and he woke up.
and he woke up.
Hey.
fuck.
That's what he sounded like.
That's what Jesus said when he woke up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up and blasphemous. I'm sorry, Mom.
Well,
Oh man,
You
we're
know.
about to lose a lot of followers.
Jesus,
Probably not.
Jesus don't care, man.
Drink my blood, nigga.
I
Eat my
did.
body.
I did. The body and the blood
Cover your body with my body.
saved my life. All y'all vaccinated motherfuckers gonna be walking around just like that in the country.
Shit, man. I'd rather be a zombie, man, than fucking
Yeah, no,
Not gonna lie,
than
Ben.
not, nigga. Do you know how stressful that sounds to be the only one not a zombie?
Cool with
Like,
it.
nigga, that's fucked up. Like, yeah, if I turn to a zombie
Right.
from this shit, nigga, like nobody talks about taking shits in the zombie apocalypse. No one talks about that fucking shit, man.
Those motherfuckers not eating shit.
No, I'm talking about the people that ain't zombies. Like, bro, you got a shit, bro. Like, if I can,
Man.
Don't catch me in the wrong place with the wrong.
it's over with.
Yo, y'all think that
Don't get caught with your
you
pants
think
down.
the restaurant industry will still exist if zombies were around, or is that the route?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second question: do you think zombies will leave Yelp review?
Will leave us what?
Yelp reviews.
Yelp reviews.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, they didn't even have any brains.
Man,
Second of all,
that nigga liver didn't taste right. I ain't like his liver.
Mm-mm.
The place say livers are us, but they won't for me.
That's gonna be the name of this episode.
His foot-
First of all,
His foot was cold.
First of
His
all.
foot was cold when I got to it. I don't like that.
it wasn't
Yes.
even room temp.
they didn't even have a bidet.
But you know, nigga, motherfuckers would still. I gotta stop saying the N word. Sorry, mom. I'm trying to be better.
Is she listening?
I don't know. Maybe.
Shout out to Miss Futrell.
Happy birthday.
It is her birthday.
It's my mama's birthday.
You didn't even call her.
I did call her.
I'm not talking about you. I'm
better
talking
not
about
have called her,
Clay.
nigga, mind his goddamn business.
I'm gonna call her. I'm call her right
Motherfucking
now.
mama.
Put
Cynthia.
But
Hey,
no.
Cynthia.
I'll call her later. Should I call her now?
No, don't call my mom right now. It's not a good idea. She's working.
Man, it's
Trying to make-
4:30. She ain't still. I don't know. She does everything.
Yeah, you know, my mom's retired, fucking, but she.
But she ain't working.
No, I mean she is working. You know, she does fucking upholstery. And
I know.
that.
I know.
I actually tried to link my mom's with Jim, man, because I
To
know he like,
reupholster that couch.
yeah.
That motherfucker got that needs to be fixed.
No, because my mom, she does that shit, man. Like fucking, I grew up in fabric stores, yo.
Nice.
Yeah,
Did you?
I really did. No bullshit, man. My mom always used to take me to fabric stores. With
Oh,
her. Yeah. So I used to like look in the magazines at the models.
That's what's up.
Okay.
But no, I know how to sew a little bit.
Not
Just
the
a
fabric.
Yo,
little
me
bit.
too. I learned how to make masks. My girlfriend's also a seamstress. Like she can tailor clothes and shit. So we were making masks for the homies.
Man, my mom's made masks for the church back home
Yeah.
in Virginia and shit, man. Like
Yeah.
a couple churches. Like,
Yeah.
You said a seamstress? I
Well,
got a leather jacket that needs to get patched the fuck up.
I
have to
don't know. She's also a realtor, so she's busy. But I mean,
they ain't never stopped selling houses, Clay.
During
they
the
never
pandemic.
stop.
The
They
whole
still-
fucking year, still slinging these
Still-
800
Hey,
square foot homes.
I'm telling you, it does feel good to know how to fix something just to know how to use a sewing machine. You know, like as a man now, I never have to worry about like taking something to an alter. I can alter my shirts and get my little like waist looking better. Like this shirt's feeling fluffy right now.
You
I'm
can just
probably
go
gonna
home
take it.
That's a
in.
nice shirt. I like that shirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna serge it. I didn't know it's nice, but it doesn't fit me right, so I'm gonna have to fix it.
Yeah, man. My mom,
Tailor
That's the
it up.
flex. That's how you got to get right, man.
yeah, my mom's made all of her like sisters' bridal gowns.
That's
and shit, man.
what's
like,
up.
Like she's cold.
That's
Like,
cold.
yeah.
Nah,
she,
man.
She made me pajamas.
she did.
I got pajamas too for Christmas.
The Grinch. She stitched her name in the back too.
Ooh, on the butt like juicy.
No, like on the inside. Futrell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it was like the hangers tag inside. Like
That's
underwear.
what's
Yeah,
up.
that shit was fresh as fuck.
That's it.
Yeah.
Customized. Yo, so I went to Steeplechase this weekend.
How was that, man?
So Steeplechases,
Hot.
man, it was hot. But it's like, so I grew up in Florida with a bunch of immigrants. Like my parents are immigrants from Ireland, right? So I grew up with like Caribbean immigrants, like Cubans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. So like I don't really know much about white culture. Like I don't know what is. I had to figure out how to be white. Like
white culture scares me.
I mean,
It's some scary culture.
I went once. It's
to Steeplechase,
it's different.
bruh, it is the whitest thing I've ever done, and I've been to Bonnaroo.
I done
right.
some white shit, man. I know how to sell. So
Right. And also, like, I'm cool, like, code switching, you know,
It's
like,
steeplechases.
Steeplechase.
but is it that white? Is it like
Oh.
whiter than the derby?
But it isn't. No, I saw some beautiful older black women there.
No,
with
I'm saying, but,
wonderful
like,
hats.
it's some white people shit.
It's some white people shit.
It's
But
probably fucking Charlotte and her fucking friends.
It's,
It was definitely
was
Charlotte
out there.
and her friends.
Charlotte was
Miller.
definitely out there.
It was
oh,
Charlotte.
Charlotte from the bar. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
Charlotte Miller. Man,
yeah.
Charlotte Miller's a fucking cold ass chef, man. She's
Yeah.
like had the like #1 biscuit in Nashville for like
Yeah.
years type shit. Man.
Charlotte's a G.
But yeah, she was
She's
at
from
Stu-
Miami, too. She used to come to the bar all the time. We would chop it up.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's
She's
lit.
awesome. But yeah, it was dope. But like when you have somebody who can make clothes in your life, then you can like kind of like, hey, I want to look like a linen mess. Like, can you make me capris? I got some Hirachis, some red Hirachis. I want you to make me some linen capris. She's like, I got you. So we went and bought some, and then she made me a hat. Like
She made hats too.
We bought the hat. It was like a straw hat, and then she glued like basketball players to the rim, and then I had stitched on the back, balling out of control.
I need to see this.
It's legit the dumbest thing I've ever done. But that's why it's important to know people who are good with fabric.
That's a lost thing, man. Like people aren't like sewing that much anymore, man.
Right. It's insane. Here's a hat.
My grandma did, but I mean, I didn't pick up on that.
Man, that's it. It's a lost art.
Like my granny didn't even sew, just my mom. You see that shit?
He went to Steve Chase like, fuck it.
I said,
you did go. You said, fuck it, Chuck.
I was there very ignorantly, like just trying to. I'm a disruptor.
And you were sober.
And that's how I look sober. Imagine what I was doing when I was getting wrecked.
That's funny. That's a good picture.
I mean, like it's cool to see, like, man, people like get sober, man, and like, you know, people that are actually sober and not like be lying and shit. Cause like I had a couple, you know, that was tough to deal with. I had a homie who was like, he is completely sober now, but like the whole getting sober situation would like kind of like lie, say, "Oh, I haven't been doing anything." I'm like, "Oh,
nah,
like come on, man.
We're
like,
staying here."
I know what you're talking about.
Sorry.
So what?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's an easy way to fool yourself, and that's the thing about like when you're in the grips of that shit, your job is to lie, right? Like you're just managing other people's perceptions of you, and you're juggling lies. You're telling people why you're late. You're telling people why you can't do this. You're backing out of plans. Because you're trying to get fucked up, right? Like, and you then only are hanging out with people who get fucked up like you get fucked up.
Yeah.
And then that's where the problem, you know, and if you're hanging out with people who get fucked up a little bit and you guys party and that's the culture, and then that's cool. Then when you find yourself with people and you're going on like 3-day benders, right? And you're waking up to a shot in a line and you're going to bed to a Xanax and an Ambien and, you know, like, and you're waking, you know, like, and you're doing an Adderall in the middle of the day and, you know what I mean? And look, y'all have been there. Y'all know what I'm talking about because, and that's the problem kind of with, like, I had with being in the restaurant culture is like, I was always a go hard, but now it's like, okay, everybody around me is a go hard.
How hard do you go and then you go?
Then your whole identity is like, man, you know, Chuck can get after it. Man, you ever see Chuck drink? Man, he'll drink you under the table. And then you're like, you hear somebody say that in front of you, you just go, yeah, I'm a drinker. And that is so fucked up that you're like taking pride in how much poison you could take. And I'm not here to judge nobody. This is my story, right? Like that was how I was like, kind of lying to myself that this was a good thing, that I could drink until 4, wake up at 8, work until midnight, drink until 4, rinse, repeat for a month, right? Like you can't survive like that.
Yeah, that's why I tell motherfuckers I can't work during the day, man. I'm like, you come in late. I'm like, I do need my sleep, even if I don't really sleep, but I still need like. Don't call me at like fucking 12 in the afternoon, man. I'm fucking sleep.
I might. I will. I've done it.
I'll wake up and be like, man, you know not to call me before 12.
Clay's definitely the early bird out of all of us.
I mean,
I don't even know how the
today,
fuck I wake up. I didn't. I got out of my bed at 1:30.
Yeah, I was up at 10, man.
It's a long day yesterday.
Got my Giga Munch meal. Shit was fucking.
Did you get a replacement for the one with the ants?
I didn't even fuck with him. I should hit him up about that because that shit had ants all in that hole.
You need to be taking the ants to court, man. Not Giga Munch.
Man,
the ants ate your food.
You need to get a cooler, and that way they can put your shit inside
what
of
they
that.
do is they drop it off in this bag, and it's got like this ice pack on top of it. But like I guess where they set it, they kind of like set that shit
pierced it.
Really on.
They pierced the bag.
Them ants was in that hole, bro. Like
I
threw their bag away.
I've been watching this
like,
shit come here for a
get
month.
A bad back.
What's a Giga lunch?
Giga Munch?
Munch.
Man, pretty much what they do is they send you a meal every week from a different part of the world.
Okay.
Drew put me onto that shit.
Okay.
It's actually kind of lit.
All right, I see what you're talking about. So you get like a Chicago hot beef sandwich.
No,
or
I
like-
get like some shit from Peru.
For real? Oh,
but,
shit.
But like it. Oh shit! I'm fucking
Yeah, that
myself
shit's
up.
coming from out of the country.
Well,
Well, not
no,
really
no.
out of the country,
Well,
but it's
they
prepared.
operate out of a commissary kitchen in
Right.
Nashville,
Right.
and they are which made me keep doing it. I'm fucking high. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. But what makes me keep going with Giga Munch is the fact that like it's out of a commissary, it's immigrants from that country, and making it in Nashville.
Oh, all right. Cheers. Yeah. Y'all. Yeah, I think I've seen that. So I think they do that out of Casa Asafran or something on
It's like-
on Dickerson or Nolensville.
I think it's closer to downtown. I've looked up their
Yeah.
commissary kitchen, but yeah, I mean,
That's cool, man. That's
Yeah.
real cool. Yeah, I grew up eating all sorts of stuff like that. Like my whole life was eating like, whatever ethnic food, whatever you want to call it.
no bullshit. The meal that had the ants in it, man, that was this Brazilian dish that
Oh.
was fucking fire because it started to cycle through, and I had the same meal again.
Right.
But it was fire. I remember that dish being fire. Like I was excited about it, and it was so many ants in that.
Whatever,
bag.
man. It's just protein. You good.
Man, it was really the rice, man. The rice and the rice was kind of fire.
That's it.
But like shit, man. Since everybody's tired, I'm gonna ask you, man, what's some moment that you had to go on the walk-in cooler, man?
I didn't say I was too tired for that shit, but go right a fucking
I
head.
already did.
Um,
Sleepy ass motherfuckers, just sleepy as hell.
I guess.
I worked more than you this week, first and foremost.
Finally, about time.
Fighting words. Don't even play with me, Vic.
I seen her. She was there.
Yeah.
So when we say walk in, just it's like overwhelming, kind of like what the fuck kind of moment,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything that's
Yeah,
happened.
I would say
good,
walk
bad,
in and
ugly.
not murder bathroom.
right? Man, like my biggest like craziest nights were at Rosemary when we had the truck in the backyard and we had just opened and nobody knew what the fuck we were doing, and like I had to run food and cook and take orders, and it was just me, and we didn't know what we were going to turn into, and the nights weren't like at all like predictable. Like we could do $15 or we could do $1,000 in food out of that little tiny food truck. So, and I was trying to like monitor whatever costs and like labor and all that shit. So I send people home, and the next thing you know, everybody wants a bun. And
You
you're
by
like,
yourself.
God damn. And you're running food halfway around the bar and you couldn't figure it out, man. We had to, we did like, before they finally bit the bullet and got table numbers, we would like give flowers out. Like different color. Do you remember that?
I think I was there for
That-
the tail end of that.
We'd give out different color flowers because like, they just didn't want to use table numbers. They didn't have a place to put them. I get it, whatever. It was a whole thing. They just like aesthetically, they didn't want it because when we first opened Rosemary, it was very much like a particular aesthetic, and
I feel like sometimes it's still that way.
it's still there. Like they didn't want branded bar mats. They didn't want any sort of branding in the bar, even though like, you can make money with that. They're like, no, man, we want this shit to be how we envisioned it, and it was particular. So, and I'm sure that is still there, but we sacrificed like legit, like reasonable things, like table numbers when somebody has to run food, and you got to find people to see what the food was. So yeah, we would just be running around doing a crazy night, but also like going to the murder bathroom and getting busy with some Bolivian fucking marching powder or whatever we were doing. Getting down, and like that was probably ended up in, I don't even think we had a walk-in then.
No, we had it was outside.
Oh yeah.
It was outside. It was outside by Satellite Bar.
Oh yeah, that's right. That big ugly on the side. Oh man, that was always. How did we ever survive out of that little thing?
I don't know.
Man.
Glad y'all upgraded because
No, I mean, no, that we still use
But-
that walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
But like the thing is I don't know how we survived then with that shit.
Insanity.
Mm.
Insanity. The amount of the amount of like volume he did with no storage. Because the walk-in was in Beauty Queen and it was always supposed to be. So everything was there. And when that couldn't get built because of historic zoning, they had to like everything was on
We had the
freestyle.
walk-in cooler outside on a couple of wooden planks.
Right. Yeah.
Hooked up to the same plug that plugs in the fucking food truck.
The food truck.
Was
It
it
was a
really a
mess.
walk-in if it was outside?
Yeah, you still can walk
you
in that
still walk
motherfucker.
in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But yeah.
sounds like y'all talking like a deep freeze. That's what it sounds like.
It basically,
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Walk-in. What else is the walk-in?
it's insane.
It's enough for you to stand in there by yourself.
Yeah, especially when in
Oh.
the summer when it's 104 degrees.
Oh my God, it's my favorite place.
Or maybe a couple bites.
I will purposely run over and be like, I hope to God we run out of something because I'm going to get it. Please,
I got it.
But
Right.
you gotta
Like,
give us
I don't
a
give a
story,
fuck.
Chuck. You gotta give us a walk-in story, man.
A walk-in story. Man, I'm not that good at stories. No.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You just gave us like 10.
Shit. Man, I would like a specific story. That Halsey story. Why did I bury that Halsey story at the beginning? That was a good story, man.
I don't think he
That's
gets
not a
routed.
walking story.
I don't think he
It-
gets routed often.
It didn't. No, Chuck doesn't really get right. I've only seen Chuck rattled one time.
That's probably why
and
he's baffled.
and that was the meeting that like you were sounding like super New York.
This is why
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess.
The
This is why
juice
I asked
meeting
the
that
question.
is-
The juice meeting.
Well, you-
Oh yeah, I was on one.
This
then.
is also
was
why I
on
asked
one.
the
Yeah,
question.
it
You
was
was
the
like,
end of it.
It
That
was
was the
fucking,
end of it.
It was fucking. I remember me and Aaron
I-
and Aileen were taking it. He was like, and you know the juice. Like you, like you had so many O's in juice, that
Juice. Yeah, I was probably on both a Xanax and an Adderall at the same
day.
time.
Jesus Christ!
That's
My
the
life
worst
was a
heavy-
mess. I was a mess. Y'all weren't even privy to it. Y'all saw me in. Yeah, that was probably my worst moment. Yeah, no. So I was like I did all my dirt alone. Like I wasn't really telling anybody I was doing anything. I was popping all sorts of pills. I got a slip disc in my back. Like I'm a disabled veteran. Like I get a check from the government for my back, right?
It's low key lit though.
Like right. So I'm like taking pills and like trying to power through and like it's hustle culture. It's get after it, go do your job no matter what. And yeah, I guess that was the last day. That was like the end of my wire. Like I ended up in rehab like 6 months later.
For real?
Yeah, I ended up going into rehab. It was like outpatient. I would go during the week, but like, yeah, man, I had to take care of my shit because I got kids, man.
Respect.
man, Chuck.
Glad you
I-
bounced back.
I
Yeah.
am so happy because like I have seen like I had only been there maybe 8 months before that happened, man. So,
Right.
Like, most of the Chuck that I know now is technically sober Chuck.
Right.
I mean,
That's-
those 8 months were very.
but we're getting after it.
We're getting after it.
And there was a lot of stress and a lot of trauma in my life that I was processing like after like getting to the food truck part of my life, like I got divorced and all that shit. And I just worked my way through instead of like going to therapy, which I do now. And like talking to people about my fucking problems, which is an important part of taking care of my mental health. Like I'm a big proponent of like, what are you doing to take care of yourself? I'm asking this about me. Like, what am I doing today that I need to do to take care of myself? And in the past 2 years, I've figured out what my process is for wellness. And yeah, that was probably, I should have went to the walk-in that day where I was just like, no, because all right, so here's the fact. Like I was working on the food truck. We were busy. It was getting to the place. Everything was like nuts. And then I was told that we needed to juice limes and lemons, right? And I'm like already kind of stressed out and I have a secret drug problem that I'm not telling anybody about.
Because we were doing fresh juice. We were doing fresh lemon, lime,
Right.
and
yeah.
and grapefruit juice.
Right.
We were doing
And we
all
were,
fresh juice.
yeah, and we were like, we had opened with fresh juice, but we were buying it from Nashville Ice Company. Like we were buying our juice. People were juicing it and then giving it to us. So they were like, we can save a bunch of money if you just give it to the kitchen to do. And I was like, all right, but like, I'm already here
That's a lot of work.
55 hours a week and you want me to juice and like,
Yeah, somebody else come in and juice this
that's why I
shit.
was like, what is our
fuck?
barbacks doing? Like, and I was like angry about it. And like, I didn't want to do it, but they told me I had to, cause whatever, it was just part of the situation that we were in. And I just like, I suffered for it. Like I'd stopped taking care of myself and just like started eating more drugs. And that's how I got to the other side. But I'm happy I did.
Proud of you, bro.
Hey, thanks, baby.
Man, I think a lot of people need to hear that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
real talk.
Yeah, I think it's a big part of, like, it is something that doesn't get talked about a lot in the restaurant food service industry, in bar industry, in that culture. It's like, yeah, but what happens when you got a problem, right? Like, who can you talk to when you have a problem?
I mean, because
You
like,
know?
most of the people around you are probably enablers. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
they might be on the cusp of having a problem,
Right.
or just being able a person to do those type of things recreationally.
Right.
But then you might have another homie who's into the same shit as
Right.
you, and you know, like, who do you really talk to in
Because
situations?
it's hard
Right.
to talk to each other because, like, I mean, you know, we're drinking, like, just so then that way we don't feel
No.
or, like, don't try to, like, process what other people are going through. So whenever you have somebody who has an actual problem, it's hard for you to be an advocate
Right.
and, like, understand and, like, actually realize what they're going through.
Right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a great insight, and it's hard to, like, when you're in the midst of, like, taking one drug to get off another, like, you're bringing an upper to take a downer down, and you're doing all that
I
shit.
still ain't figured it out.
Yeah,
Bro,
like it,
that-
like
first
I
of all,
always
man,
right.
Still have
thank
not
you for
figured it
making,
out.
because Chuck, I fuck with you, man, and thank you for making it through that shit. I didn't
Right.
even, I mean, like you said, you was doing that shit in quiet, bro. Like,
Right.
you really were doing that in quiet, because
Right.
I had no fucking idea.
And
Oh, you didn't know?
yeah.
Not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all, man.
Nah, and it was like, I guess the people who were the closest to me knew, but like I kept it super whatever. And but yeah, when you're like that, you're in survival mode, right? And when you're in survival mode, you can't help other people. And now, like, what I like to do, you know, like, is help. You know, that's part of my thing now. And I'm in recovery. Like, I didn't just stop. Like, I'm in 12-step program. I'm in NA. Like, I do, like, I got a sponsor and a sponsee. I sponsor somebody and somebody sponsors me.
That's
like,
lit, though.
I go to meetings. I take care of my shit. That's part of my process now. And you know what I mean? That's how I got to a place where I just, like, I'm happier than I've ever been. Even though, like, I'm not, if you would have told me 2 years ago, yeah, you're going to be, like, driving a truck and working for a company out of Ohio and doing, like, water treatment, I'd have been like, man, that sounds shitty. But I'm happier than I've ever been because, like, I'm free from that vice. I'm free from that stress. And I've got an ability to, like, help other people through this process, you know, and, like, that's huge for me, man. That's huge for me. But I can still boogie, and I'm still out there. You know what I mean? I've just
Bro,
learned.
no, you are literally at every popping party, and
Right.
like, cause like one of my homies, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know how you feel about that, cause like, but I got to see him on QDP, man, and it was fucking awesome. And,
Right.
and I remember seeing his rock bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think I know who you're talking about. And yeah, like there's some things when you see the process, and there are people in the industry. I know DJs who don't drink. I know bartenders who don't drink. I know people that, like, that's how they pay their bills. So just because they stopped doing that doesn't mean they can't, like, they're gonna just switch
the
their
homie Spencer.
Right.
is
shout out
super
Spencer.
sober. Yeah,
There's
shout out to him,
Spencer.
man.
There's Spencer. You know, there's bartenders that do that, and you know, there's something that doesn't get talked about, and there's people that we lose them. You know, that, like, there's people that die doing this shit. You know, playing the game of, hey, I'll just take this, and then you go to bed, you don't wake up.
Russian roulette, man.
Yeah. So, like, I'm lucky to get through that. I'm happy that I made it through with you know with just experience and nothing. Like, I don't have a fucking arrest record or no shit like that. You know, like, I got to the other side with a little clarity, and you know, I can help other people, and people need help, man. You can find me on the internet.
Word. And with that being said, what would you 86 in this industry?
What would I 86? You know, talking, like, piggybacking off of that shit, like, people not asking for help, that not being a part of the bar and restaurant industry culture, of being like, yo, I need help.
That's definitely a part of
You
the
know,
bar industry culture, man.
It's like, you can't let anybody know that you got any sort of issues with, you know, and it always ends up bubbling out where, like, it becomes this huge thing, you know. But if I could have asked for help, you know, would have never got to my juice day, right? I never get to that day because I would have asked for help and be like, yo, I need a break. I need to take some time to myself. I need to go to therapy. I need to detox to get my head right, just to know what's going on. And yeah, man, I would 86 fucking bravado and 86 like this masculine kind of energy where you don't like asking for help is
Look down upon.
weak. Like
Yeah.
that shit ain't weak, man.
Sometimes you need help.
Nah, like we always need help. Like you always need to be able to ask for other people's perspectives on how you're living.
It's also
So
checks
that-
and balances because I mean, like,
Yeah,
also don't be afraid to accept.
yeah,
Like, if your friend sees something like and they see some shit's going south in you, let that defense down because this is not a judgment thing. This is I am fucking concerned
right,
about you. And
Right.
I'm
Like,
coming.
nigga, do you
dir-
need
yeah,
help?
right.
I am directly coming to you.
And that's a hard thing to balance when it's like, you know, we're here to throw the party.
But like you said, man, it's like hyper masculine, man. Like
Yeah.
not even just on like addiction level, more so on just like a work level. Like
Right.
I'm busy as fuck, but I don't even know how to ask somebody else for help.
Right.
I'm sitting here losing money for myself, losing money for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't
I'm
want to
af-
ask for help.
Right.
You
I'm
know what
afraid to let somebody know that I am not perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Like you got to bust that bubble that like, and you know, I still do it. Like I hold myself to this unreasonable standard all the time. And I have to like fall on my face before I realize, well, I should ask for help before I fell on my fucking face.
But it seems more gratifying when you fall on your face for some reason, because I'm the same
Oh.
type of person. I'm like man, I'd rather fall on my face than ask for help. 'Cause,
Right.
like, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's wrong. Like you
But
said,
I mean,
man.
it's
You
wrong.
can't do everything by yourself.
No, and then, you know, and I'm not saying like you should be asking somebody to help you get gas or shit like that. You know, like there's
Sometimes
a
you
certain
gotta ask a motherfucker to help you get gas.
there's like a, you know,
I've been
autonomy, you know, but when it
Been
comes to like, you know, we're not isolated creatures. Like we're social animals. We were evolved to be together. We would have never survived in the wilderness alone. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have. We got
Without
out.
some help.
Yeah, we did things together in small groups with people that we trusted and loved, and that's you know, the one thing I do miss about the restaurant service industry is that community. It's something that I felt I had missed since the military. Was this like, all right, we got a mission. We got like, we're all going through the same thing. We're all dealing with the same kind of like goal, which is to get through tonight. You know, it's gonna suck. We're gonna get through it together, and that is like something I miss, and that's something I've kind of got back with, you know, recovery and that process in the program I'm in. It just helps me like connect to some purpose that's bigger than me. You know, I'm trying to help people who want to be helped, and if you know, I'm willing to break my back for somebody, and do, you know, what was done for me. You know, people helped me save myself. You know, and they took calls when I was bugging out at 3 a.m. You know, saying, you know, coming off of shit, and they, you know, so like that's yeah. If I could bring anything, 86, that bravado that you can't ask for help, and then, you know, for me, man, I love that connection. Could like lean into that family, because everybody calls, like every restaurant calls it a family. You know what I mean? Every
Yeah.
restaurant, every bar, this is a family.
But which
You know
one
what I mean?
act like it though? Which one really is?
Right.
Man? That's the
Yeah.
Right, like,
Until
but
shit
a
hits the
real
fan.
family, like asks for help. A real family is honest about their feelings and emotions, where they're going through, where they're at. If like they feel overwhelmed, like all this shit is an important part of, you know, making sure you get through that night.
Mm-hmm. Well, there it is. I appreciate that.
Hey,
man. That's some of the
people
realest
need
shit
to
I
hear
ever
that.
spoke, man.
That's the second realest episode we didn't have in a minute.
I
People
think
people need to hear that shit though.
man, I think every episode is real, man. It's just
No, just
real.
like the whole mental awareness.
oh man, that's like, yeah, man,
That's what it's about, though, man. We
It'll make you survive in this fucking industry.
I mean, we're in the
That's
industry of finessing people. So, like, man, what's the first thing that you finesse is somebody's mental, man. So, what do you think your mental is, man?
Mhm.
We literally finesse, like, anybody that comes in from out of town. I'm not your best friend for real.
But
tonight
I'm gonna
for
make,
you
when I'm pouring this gin and tonic or this, vodka soda lime.
or
It's
whatever.
gonna be the
Oh,
best
baby, you're gonna
vodka
think I
soda.
love you.
You are.
Yeah,
No.
Actually, I've seen Katie bartend. That's not how she flows. That's not how she flows.
I am a mean
It's more like,
motherfucker.
nigga, what you want to drink? You getting something to eat or no?
Right.
Damn.
Like,
Did you say nachos or tequila,
I'm
motherfucker?
I'm literally too busy to sit here and like if it's in a slower setting, then
Of
yeah,
course.
I'll be like try to be way more personal. Thank you for coming up and asking me how I'm doing, but don't expect me to smile and don't expect me to actually answer.
Right.
Tell me what you want to drink because
Right.
there's a whole slew of people over here and
Do
over
you
here, and
see
if
all
one more
of
person
them?
stands up on this chair and tries to wave me down, everybody's getting cussed the fuck out. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette and then everybody's gonna wait because
you done fucked me up trying to be nice.
right now I gotta go.
How dare you?
How dare you try to be nice to me in this moment?
What? I am
motherfucker.
sweating, and your drink's probably gonna taste a little like salt. What do you want? Tell me.
It'd be like that.
Man, Chuck, I want to thank you so much,
Hey,
man,
my pleasure, man.
for coming on Tales from the Walk-In, man. And thank you for telling Nashville something they needed to hear, man,
Hey.
especially the service industry, dog.
That's what's up.
So tell them where they can find you at on Instagram.
I'm on the IG, The Mighty Chuck. You can follow my podcast at Fastbreak Break. We're popping on Twitter, but nobody fucks with Twitter no more.
Sometimes.
Some
I
people
look at
do.
Twitter.
You know.
Black Twitter is still a
Oh
thing.
yeah, so we're a part of NBA Twitter, which has some overlap with Black Twitter, but it isn't. It's its own thing.
I mean,
A lot
it's
more
Grizzlies
nerds.
podcast,
Is
right?
this
Yeah,
you with this
what-
little
so-
curly? Is this you with the little curly?
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the Mighty Chuck. And there's a we talk about basketball and the NBA and breakfast food, and it's fun.
All right, before we go, who's winning the finals?
Probably.
Who's going to
I'm
the finals?
going with the Bucks, even though I don't trust them.
Giannis.
I don't trust them.
I'm running with Phoenix just because I want to.
Giannis.
My heart wants Chris Paul to win, even though he's kind of like, I hate those State Farm commercials, but I just like.
He deserved a ring, and then D Book getting him one early, and really DeAndre Ayton because DeAndre Ayton is
He's
a
nice.
motherfucker.
ATL
Nice.
ho.
Hey,
I would love it. I would love an Atlanta Phoenix finals.
I'm rooting for Atlanta, but I
ATL,
just,
ho.
my head, my heart tells me Atlanta, Phoenix. My head tells me Bucks, Phoenix. My heart tells me Phoenix for the title, but my head tells me
Chris Middleton
the
ain't gonna
Bucks.
show up again.
he
Man.
dropped 38.
I don't give a shit.
He is a roller coaster.
But the thing about
Yeah.
it though, as long
He's
as
a-
like what's Herder from
Kevin Herter, please, Kevin, don't hurt her.
He's
if he drops like 20 to 25, you in good shape with Trae Young being Trae Young.
Hey, well, no, but Trey's ankle's looking weird.
He
so.
just got injured, man. It's
stepped on a ref. Ugh.
Ref, get the fuck out the way.
How terrible! Terrible way to do it.
Uh,
But we'll
also-
see.
it's a tough way to lose.
Yeah, it is.
tell him your shit, Clay.
The professional at DA professional on the gram. Yeah.
Katie.
Happy Nappy Froyo. HAPI NAPI on the ground. Just Katie Sadiq, SADDIQ. And I'm out.
All right, man. Hot sauce tuna sandwich, man. AKA Vic, man. This has been Tales from the Walk-In with Chuck Anderson and us, and it's been amazing.